One Indian Girl by Chetan Bhagat. It's the story of a girl, Radhika. Since this story contains certain flashbacks, I'm going to tell you the story in chronological order. Radhika is an ambitious girl. Radhika grew up in Delhi in a Punjabi family. In her school days, she was a bit of a nerd. She has British complexion and wore glasses and wasn't very popular in school despite topping the class and winning math Olympiads. Her older sister Aditi was the exact opposite of Radhika, a fair complexioned, popular girl. Radhika topped the school and did graduation at Sri Ram College of Commerce. She did MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and her sister married a rich guy in Delhi. From there, she got a job as an associate in Goldman Sachs in New York with a salary of 48 lakhs per year. This was a good news, but it stresses out her mother as she is worried about how will she find a suitable groom for her. In New York, she becomes friends with some Indian co-workers. One of them was Debashish Sen, who works in an advertising agency. So Debashish or Debu ask Radhika out on a date. They go out, eat some food, then they eat some Indian food, and then they walk to the hotel where Radhika is staying. Since Radhika is our one Indian girl, born and bred in India with Indian values, shouldn't be doing anything right? Wrong. This is Chetan Bhagat's novel. They had sex on their first date, which starts their relationship journey. Debu moves in with Radhika, and they are now in a live-in relationship. Because Radhika earns so much more money than Debashish, Debu develops some jealousy. He also wants a normal Indian girl as his wife, not some hotshot banker. He then starts to neglect her, and then on one final night, he breaks up with her, which upsets Radhika very much. Now Radhika's heart is broken and there's no one to support her or give her a shoulder to cry on. She tries to communicate to him, but he avoids her at all cost. On one evening, Radhika submits her resignation and goes to Debashish's flat with roses and chocolates, where she finds a blonde girl sleeping with him. This totally breaks her up. Her boss arranges a transfer for her to Hong Kong. At Hong Kong, she is greeted by Neel Gupta, a partner at Goldman Sachs, and her boss's boss. Neel is 20 years older than Radhika. He is a muscular, handsome guy with 2 kids and a wife. Neel and Radhika then become friends. On their first business trip to a beautiful island resort, they had sex and this complicates their relationship. Now our one Indian girl goes to several business trips to have sex with Neel. Now at this point, you guys must be thinking that this is just another horny character like every Chetan Bhagat book who just want to get sex, never willing to settle down. But according to Chetan Bhagat, it's not. She's our one Indian girl, and despite having sex with Neel, she still feels bad for her wife, Kusum, who treats her very nicely. Now at this point, she repeats the cycle and gets herself transferred to London. Her mother also moves in with her for a few days to find Radhika a suitable boy for her marriage. After shuffling so many boys' profiles at Shadi.com, Radhika finds a guy, Brijesh. She finds Brijesh okay, and due to constant pressure from her mother's side, she says yes to marry him. Now the story goes interesting. The marriage will be held in some hotel in Goa. To celebrate pre-wedding ceremonies like Mehendi, Sangeet, etc., all their relatives from boys and girls' side comes to the Marriott Hotel, Goa. And Debashish Sen, her first boyfriend, also comes there. Debashish realizes that he made a big mistake by dumping Radhika and now he is ready to marry her. And he proposes a plan to replace the groom on wedding day. Radhika tries to make him go away, but she is really busy in ceremonies. Radhika gets a call from Neel in which he tells that he is in Sri Lanka and is shocked by the news of her marriage. Neel, now divorced, also arrives in Goa in a chartered plane and asks Radhika to flee with him and he will take care of all her marriage expense. Although Radhika is impressed by the idea of chartered plane, she is still not sure about this. Radhika falls in a big confusion whether she should marry Brijesh, Debashish or Neel. On her wedding day in the morning, she texts Debu and Neel and tells them to meet in the cafe. When the three of them meet, Neel and Debu are shocked to see each other and they argue over who should marry Radhika. Radhika tells them that she is not going to marry any one of them as they are unable to understand her. According to her, Debashish wants her to fly, but when she flew high, he wanted to clip her wings. And Neel loved her as a flying bird, but he didn't want her to have a nest. And she tells them to leave her life forever. Now she goes to Brijesh and tells her that she is not ready for this marriage. Now Brijesh is shocked, Brijesh's family and relatives are shocked, Radhika's family is shocked, and basically everyone is shocked to hear this news. Radhika tells everyone that it's her fault and tells the boys' side that she is really sorry and consider it as a vacation to Goa, and she will take care of all the expense. At last, Brijesh tells her in person that she is confused and her mind is full and she should take a holiday. Radhika considers his advice and leaves for a world tour. The story ends with Radhika visiting San Francisco and meeting Brijesh there, where he asks her to go to Arjit Singh concert with him, and she agrees, which starts their new friendship.